Hi, my name is Tom Painter, and I'm the creator of the Money Made Easy program. We teach kids, teens, young adults, and adults about money in a very fun way. Now, this is the fourth section. This is the advanced section. So if you've already gone through the rookies, beginners, and intermediates and done well with it, you can move on to this section. So make sure you've got a piece of paper and a pencil, and we're going to the fourth section, which is the intermediate section. So here's the 76th question. If you used a credit card to buy a computer for $1,000 and made payments of $21 a month, after making payments for 4 years, how much money do you still owe? Put your answer down. Here comes the correct answer. It's number 3, and most likely your computer is outdated and you might have to get rid of it. Okay? So let's go to question number 77. With $10,000 in credit card debt, you're going to pay $32,000 to pay off the debt. So $10,000 worth of debt, you're going to add another $22,000 in interest. So if you simply increased your payment from $183 to $395, you're going to save a lot of money in interest. How much money are you going to save? Okay, you have 5 seconds. The correct answer is $19,000. Okay. Now we're going to get into the next section. We want to talk about taxes and why you want to have a small business. Talk a little bit about real estate and investing in the stock market. Let's start with small businesses. Question number 78. What does DBA stand for? DBA, what does it stand for? And you have 5 seconds. The correct answer is called doing business as. Many people call this a sole proprietorship, and it's very easy to start. When you want to start a small business, you can create a sole proprietor just by doing what they call a DBA. Let's talk about taxes. Question number 79. What are 2 reasons for starting a small business? What are 2 reasons for starting a small business? Correct answer is to make money and to save on taxes, because there's a lot of great tax savings if you have your own small business. Number 80. In 1928, a worker had to work about 1.3 months to pay their taxes. How many months do you have to work today to pay your taxes? So you have to pay a big chunk of your income back in taxes. How many months do you have to work to be equivalent of that amount of money? And you have 5 seconds, and here comes the correct answer. 5.25. So most people have to work with all the revenue coming in to about May to be able to make up for the money they have to pay out in taxes. Okay, number 81. The combined Social Security and Medicare rates are 15.3%. Usually the employer pays half of it and you pay the other half of it. What were they in 1950? What was the Social Security and Medicare rates in 1950? The correct answer is 2.96%. All right, let's talk about investments. What investments go up in value? Investments are assets. What goes up in value? The correct answer is number 1, real estate and stock. Let's talk about the rule of 72. What is the rule of 72? What is the rule of 72? The correct answer is the amount of time it takes for something to double, either double for the benefit or to the detriment. So here's the next question. How long does it take for your checking account at 0% to double in value? How long does it take for your checking account, if you're getting a 0% return on it, to double in value? Five seconds. The correct answer is number 3. It will never, because it is 0. Question number 85. How long does it take for your savings at 3% to double in value? And as a hint here, you're going to take the number 72 and divide 3 into it. How many times does 3 go into 72? The correct answer? 24 years. Congratulations, you got that right. All right, let's go to the next question. How long does it take for a credit card at 21% to double in debt or to double in cost? 21%. Correct answer? 3.4 years. All right, we're going to talk about the rule of 72, but this time we're going to talk about how to make things go up in value, because it's either going to help you or hurt you. Here's question number 87. If real estate or stock is appreciating at 3% a year, how long will it take for it to double in value? Five seconds. Correct answer is number 3, 24 years. If real estate or stock is appreciating at 6% a year, how long will it take for it to double in value? Five seconds. Correct answer is 12 years. Here's the next question. If real estate or stock is appreciating at 7.2% a year, how long will it take for it to double in value? Five seconds. Correct answer is 10 years. All right, let's talk about the stock market for a second. What is a mutual fund? What is a mutual fund? Correct answer? It's a group of stocks. Number 91. What is the Dow 30? What is the Dow 30? You hear that on the radio every day as you're going to work, or you hear it on TV? What is the Dow 30? Correct answer? It's actually the top 2. It's called the Dow Industrial Averages, and it's 30 of the largest companies. And the word Dow came from a publishing company that used to track some of the largest companies. All right, number 92. What is the S&P 500 stock index? What is the S&P 500 stock index? Five seconds. Correct answer is number 1. It's a list of the top 500 companies. Number 93. What does the S&P stand for in the S&P 500? 5 seconds. Correct answer is Standard & Poor's. Number 94, what is the Vanguard 500 stock index? Seconds. It's similar to the S&P 500. So it's very similar. The only difference is that the costs that they charge you to manage your money might be a little bit less. Number 95, true or false? The S&P 500 stock index makes more money than most mutual funds. So if you invested your money in the S&P 500, does it usually beat most mutual funds? Correct answer is true. Let's talk about real estate for a second. Okay, here's question number 96. Now, sometime you're going to buy a piece of real estate for a place to live. Now, if we found a $200,000 house, our goal is to be able to find a house that maybe is a little bit less than that, maybe one that we can do a little bit of fix-up to or something else. But in this case, a $200,000 house we're going to buy for $180,000. We're going to buy it for less money. If the loan is at 8% for 30 years, because we bought it for a little bit less money, we're going to save some money in interest. How much money are we going to save? Five-second warning. Correct answer is $52,000. Let's go to question number 97. If you bought that house for $180,000 and we kept our credit clean so we could qualify for a loan at 6% versus 8%. Because we have a loan at 6%, we're going to save a lot of money in interest. How much are we going to save in interest over the life of that loan? Five-second warning. And here's the correct answer, $86,000. So simply by keeping your credit clean, by paying your bills on time is probably the most important thing, keeping your credit clean, you're going to save some money. Okay? And in this example, you're going to save $86,000 just by having a lower interest rate loan. Next question. If you bought that house, $180,000 house at 6% versus 8%, you're going to save some money every month. How much money are you going to save? So your monthly payment's going to be less because you're going to pay less because you have a better interest rate. What is the correct answer? Here comes the answer. $241 per month is how much you're going to save. All right, now, if you bought that house, $180,000 house at 6% for 30 years, and you simply increased your payments from $1,079 to $1,500 because the bank and the mortgage company want you to pay it over 30 years. We want to pay it in maybe 15 years. By doing that one thing, you're going to save a lot of money in interest. How much money are you going to save? Five-second warning. The correct answer is $115,000. By simply paying it off quicker, you're going to save a lot of money. So in this example, if you did all three, you buy it for a little bit less money. In this case, we bought it for $20,000 less. We kept our credit clean and got a better interest rate, and we paid it off faster. That little $200,000 house we were looking at, we were going to pay $538,000 by the time we paid it off. By doing this one thing, we're going to save $254,000. Okay, here's your last question, and this ought to be a tough one. Will you share the wealth and help others become debt-free and financially free? The correct answer is yes, of course. Again, this is Tom Painter. Thank you so much for joining with us, and continue on to learn and grow by getting into the next sections.